what I want you to do is to think about a few thousand years ago. You're in Egypt, and you've got the River Nile next to you, and you've got these palm trees, lovely weather, and you've got somebody shouting at you to do stuff, and there's lots of big building blocks that need to be moved, and probably people with whips and dogs and things lying around, and lots of noise and lots of dirt. And if you're in that sort of situation, you can imagine what the ancient Egyptians wanted to do. What they wanted to do was to create these big structures that were the pyramids. And in order to do that, they needed to move large building blocks from one place many, many, many miles to another place where they actually wanted to create these structures. So in terms of things like operational efficiency, what you can imagine is, well, what did they used to do back then? There used to be some guy sitting there possibly with a stylus and a papyrus making some notes in terms of, well, how can we make this easier? Why don't we put stuff on boats? Why did we carry these heavy materials on boats to take them from one place to another? That will make it easier for us to actually build this stuff in the other location. And also, if you can imagine, the actual construction of those objects as well. So you have the materials, you have these various artisans being involved. You've got somebody doing the painting, somebody maybe doing hieroglyphics. So there's an order that these things need to be done. And there's sort of responsibility. Well, I'll do this bit first, then carry on, somebody else can do the next part. Somebody can check it and make sure it's what was ordered. Somebody can make sure that the facilities are there so that the pharaoh can come along and have a look around. So there's all these different activities which are separate in their own way, but they're also interlinked, that need to take place. And it's sort of a bit like an assembly line as well. So this bit gets done, then this bit gets done, then this bit gets done. And assembly lines is just another way, a lot more recent than that, where you had somebody thinking about how to make things more efficient within an organisation. A few minutes ago, Steve said that procurement isn't just about savings. Operational efficiency isn't just about procurement. So really what I'm going to be talking about in the next section is, what else can you do? Well, there's the technology aspect of these things as well. So what we're going to do is go through these 5 different areas here and just think about technology and how that can help. But specifically, my background is process automation. So that's really what I want to discuss with you. How process automation can help. Can it help? And if so, what are the sort of things that you might want to think about if that's an angle that you want to take as part of this program? So thinking about these 5 things, first of all, there's 5 tips that we've got here for increasing operational efficiency. This is something I made up. Someone else did this, which is great for me. Somebody called James Martin from Cisco Systems. He actually wrote a paper about this stuff a couple of years ago. And you can see a summary of it on the internet. And what I did was I picked 5 of the 10 tips that he actually wrote about, just really to concentrate some thoughts on these different aspects. These are things that should be common sense to you. How can you be efficient? Make sure people have the information that they need. That's pretty obvious, I think. Make sure that they have it wherever they happen to be. So mobile technology, if you're thinking about the technology side, makes sense. I would imagine a number of you have got Blackberries or iPhones, that type of stuff. So being able to access that information on that easily would also be useful. Working with other people. So it talks about partners, making it easy to collaborate, sharing information, communicating with customers. That's really just talking to other people, sharing information with other people, be it for a procurement process, collaborating on that, for example. You've got this idea of different people working together for the same sort of goal.